Well, you guys obviously, you read the title. I wish it was a joke or something. It's not. This is, this was my nightmare. Was my worst news I could get. I think a lot of you guys saw over the previous years how excited I was every time I got a scan back. They got me closer and closer to my goal of being cancer-free. And this time, unfortunately, I did not get that good news. I got pretty bad news. So I want to let you guys know what that means for me going forward, and kind of what the game plan is, and just let you know what's going on with me, so you can follow along back home and hope for the best for me, while I also hope for the best for me. This is a tough one though, so bear with me. I have no idea how I'm gonna film this or anything. I'm just taking everything one day at a time and one step at a time. So for some background, over 3.5 years ago, I was just at my doctor, and she said, "Oh, you got a mole on your back. It does not look good. You need to get that checked out." And that's when I turned the camera on and we went to a specialist, a dermatologist. He said, "Yes, this mole also does not look good. You got to get it further checked out." So they cut it off, they biopsied, they sent it in, and that was melanoma. So the process for that and the removal of that was a big surgery, which I had a big surgery on my back. I'll try and show you a clip here of the aftermath. And they also took out some lymph nodes. They took out one lymph node under my arm here and one lymph node in my groin. And those lymph nodes were to test if the cancer had spread to my lymph nodes. And unfortunately, one of the lymph nodes in my groin came back positive. So that was some really bad news. It was an unlikely scenario, and I got unlucky. And everything after that piece of bad news started to feel really lucky in my life. They had this new treatment. It's called Keytruda. It's immunotherapy treatment. And so they got me on that treatment. I had no side effects with that treatment. And I did a 1-year course of that treatment, and it's just a bag, and you get an IV in your arm, and you're in and you're out. And I felt great after it. I felt great before it. And that was it. And from that time until 2 days ago, every single time I got a scan, those scans came back clean. Nothing changed. Nothing was going haywire. Everything was fine. And then 2 days ago came the bad news. I got my scan, and it said that 3 of my lymph nodes in my groin area had doubled in size, and that is a sign of metastatic cancer. So that means that the cancer is spreading. It means that the Keytruda did not knock out the cancer as we hoped. It might have made it lay dormant for a year. It might have bought me more time, but it didn't give it the old KO, which sure would have been nice. I felt like, man, 3.5 years down the line, at 5 years, you're just done scanning. I thought, what are the odds that it would come back now? Apparently, the odds don't matter. So let's talk about what it means, and then what we're going to be doing, and then how that's going to affect this whole shenanigans. What that means is I have aggressively spreading, very dangerous cancer in my lymph nodes, and we have to act with all the tools given to treat it, which I'll talk about those tools in a second. The first steps, once the results came back, I just had a meeting with my doctor, and we talked about possibilities. But the first step is a biopsy. Got to biopsy it, make sure it is what they think it is. And that won't be removing an entire lymph node, because I don't think I have enough left to keep chopping them out. And then I got to get an MRI scan on my brain to make sure that I don't have cancer that has spread to my brain. So that would be really good if I don't have that. And then once those 2 things are done, it's time to treat with medicine. And right now, the number one medicine is another immunotherapy drug, but it's a combo. It's much more aggressive. It's much more dangerous. I think the effectiveness of it is hopeful, but these numbers sound scary. 30% of the time that people take this drug, they end up getting hospitalized because of it. 1 to 5% of people have life-threatening conditions because of it. Some people die because they take it. Granted, these were the same risks with the other drug, Keytruda, that I took. Those are the negatives. The positives, 70% of the time, it does something good, meaning either slows the growth, stops the growth of the cancer, stops transmission of the cancer, or kills it. 20% of the time with patients, it just wipes it out completely. Even stopping it at this point, because I don't have, I currently, as far as we know, I don't have cancer in any of my organs, that'd be a big win. And then sometimes you're just put in a holding pattern and you take these meds and you continue this course to freeze it with the hope that something really cool will get invented soon that will knock it out. And then if that drug doesn't work, there are other drugs. And as far as it's been explained to me, not by doctors, but just by kind of word of mouth, is at that point it's a game of trying to find a drug that works, because there's a lot of them out there, before, unfortunately, the cancer spreads too far that you're not strong enough to keep fighting it. That's the hand that I've been given. That's what I've been dealt over the last 2 days. It wasn't that long ago, I was watching some of my old videos when I was telling you guys about my cancer stuff, and I was pretty maybe even a little overly relaxed in the videos. I don't think I wanted any of you guys to worry about me or anything. So I think I downplayed a lot of it, but I guess this is a bit of a different take on it, because when I went back and I watched those videos, the amount of bright and cheeriness kind of that was coming through those videos didn't feel genuine to what was going on back home. And I think that if you guys don't know that, then you don't know the whole picture, and you can't be, fully well informed to make decisions and stuff like that. So I guess this is me being a little bit more honest with you guys, at the risk of some people probably won't want the whole picture. This time sucks just the same as the last, basically, as far as physicality right now. If the scan comes back and I have cancer in my brain, then it means brain surgery and it means radiology, and that will definitely put me out for a while. If we don't have to touch my lymph nodes other than biopsying them, then I should be able to physically act as an adult, as long as also these harder core immunotherapy drugs don't give me bad side effects. That's where I'm expecting to be health-wise, so you guys know. Mental-wise is always a different game. Sometimes it can feel like this, right? So you walk downstairs, you get your clothes on, you get ready for work, and you walk downstairs and you see that the kitchen is on fire. It's like, kitchen's on fire. Your girlfriend, your wife, your sister, something says, holy shit, the kitchen's on fire. And you just walk right out the front door and just go, well, yeah, but if I don't go to work and pay for the house, then the kitchen being on fire doesn't really matter, does it? Because we won't have a house. It sounds like a really weird metaphor, but that's how my life feels all the time. It's like I wake up every morning and I go, I have really bad cancer. I've got to do something. What can I do? There's no buttons you can press. I'm not going to say there's nothing I can do, because we're going to talk about what I'm going to be doing. But the big part of it is to have a positive outlook. Don't sit there boiling with anxiety about dying. You got to feel good, make your body feel good, be healthy, have a positive mindset, and attack this thing with everything I've got. But you also still got to go to work, sometimes, back and forth. So last time I did this, we had a larger team, and to be quite honest with you guys, it was financially very, very hard. Because, to put it most simply, if I don't go to work and we don't have sponsors, the amount of money that we lose every month from doing these projects and mainly having this shop and the overhead, the cost of running this business, if we can't get out episodes as fast as we like to, and if we can't have sponsors in them and stuff like that, we lose a lot of money. So then it's like, it feels like I get trapped in a hard spot, because I could, well, you know what, while I figure out the next few words and how to say this, it's very important that we introduce our sponsor. So let's take a second out for our sponsor. If you care about protecting your home, but you're like me and you hate the monthly fees and the tech headaches, this right here is the answer for you. And that's why today's episode is sponsored by Reolink. This is the Reolink Home Hub Kit. It's a beginner-friendly, all-in-one security solution that's designed to just work. Even if you're not tech savvy, the setup is straightforward. I got 2 cameras, battery-powered, fully installed, ready to go, and connected in just minutes. And you can install these cameras wherever you need them. There's no wires, there's no stress. They can be indoors, like we have them in our shop, or outdoors, your front porch, your garage, you name it. What really makes this system special is the local encrypted storage. That means no cloud, no monthly subscription. It comes with 64 gigabytes built in, but you can upgrade up to 1 terabyte of internal storage. And thanks to Reolink's encryption, even if your devices were to get stolen, nobody has access to that footage. It all stays protected. Here's some footage from my setup. Got some time lapse of us working. You can see it's super sharp resolution, even in low light. And the night mode is unreal. When I filmed this, the shop was so pitch black I could not navigate around without a flashlight, but on the camera it looks great. Plus the two-way talk is great. It allows me to maybe chat with delivery drivers or keep an eye on the team or to potentially persuade criminals to leave knowing the police are on the way, which has happened to me before. And this app is an absolute powerhouse. I can view multiple cameras, I can check my playback time or event type, and I can even get weekly reports showing different motion alerts or device activity, everything I need to stay in the loop. The alarm center is fully customizable and loud. If anything is detected, I know instantly, and the system is very expandable. You can connect up to 8 Reolink cameras for full coverage. And Reolink also plays nice with your smart home devices. You connect it to your Google Home, your Alexa, Home Assistant, a bunch of other ones as well. It's secure, it's simple, it's smart. The Reolink Home Hub and their cameras give you professional level security with no strings attached. So guys, as always, the link is in my description, top of the description. Go check it out and create your own personalized home security system with Reolink and experience a whole new level of security. Huge thanks to Reolink for sponsoring this episode. There we go, and we're back. And that was filmed before I knew I had cancer. It's really hard to explain. This is a situation where I'm never gonna sit here and say, I don't think I'm gonna beat this thing. But I do have to be realistic with the concept that it is a possibility. And so life is short. Life for me might be way shorter than I planned. And there's more things that I'd like to do and aren't always this. But it always does come back to this. But then if I stop this and I stop working full time, this will all go away. I will lose it all financially. It'll all just disappear. One thing will go after the next to pay the bills, and then eventually the bills will get paid and I'll have nothing. And I actually, the idea of rebuilding does not sound bad to me at all. What a fun challenge. But that is something that I constantly had to balance the last time, is how do I balance my mental health, my physical health, the scheduling of the medicine, and getting my ass to work and getting this stuff done and producing something that is true to you guys. And I want to make this very, very, very clear. Like, this channel, now I feel emotional. Why? No idea why this topic is the one that gets me. Take two, here we go. This channel and all of the things and the accomplishments that we've done and the people that we've inspired and the friends that we've made along the way are the pinnacle and the highlight of my entire life. It's my greatest accomplishment. I mean, not even all of our cars are here. And when I look around this room and see how many like one-of-a-kind cars like that don't exist anywhere else in the world that we created, starting from nothing, I didn't know how to use a voltmeter. And we've gotten to a point now where we're doing such cool things and cool projects and inspiring. The biggest thing I want to do always with this channel too is help inspire other people to get out and build cool stuff and have a positive relationship with engineering and building, and to feel like they can do it too. And so anyways, I'm not gonna keep talking about that because it makes me emotional for some reason, but the last time that I got a couple hits with some really bad news, because at first it was like, well, we got this melanoma, we got to cut it out. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna have surgery, I can live with that, I'll get back to work. And then it was like, oh, well, it spread to your lymph node, now this is really dangerous. And then I had a meltdown, and it's similar to the meltdown that I'm currently having now, although this one's less bad because I've been through it before, but this one is worse. So it's just weird back and forth. And in my meltdown, I guess I wouldn't call it a meltdown. It's not like I did anything bad, but I stayed at home, I watched TV, I played video games with my close friends, and gave myself time to process, which can be it's a really important phase in all of this, is just time to process what the F is going on and where your priorities lie. And I think it was about 2 weeks. I didn't go to the shop. I talked to the guys on the phone, asked what you guys were doing, blah, 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 blah. And then I really wanted to be back in the shop because this is what I love to do. And I don't always love to do it at the right pace and other things like that, but it is truly what I love to do. if someone were to gift me $10 million and I never had to work a day in my life, this is exactly what I would be doing. And luckily, I've been so lucky to do that for, at this point, the majority of my life. So it's pretty cool. So this time moving forward, it's a multi-pronged approach. It's going to be taking some time to understand everything, to absorb everything, to remember what my true feelings are, not just fear and anxiety over death. But also, I think it's very, very important that this time that I put a better focus on my health. So I'm doing lots of research right now and talking with a lot of specialists and everything to try and make sure that I have my diet, my physical, and my mental all connected in the right way to make sure that I have the best odds at attacking this thing and beating it. Because it's not all out of my hands, like I said before. It's not as simple as the kitchen's on fire, but I'm gonna go to work. You can kind of do both. You can essentially maybe not put the fire out in the kitchen, but you could get it down to smolders, and then you could go out the door and go to work, and you could come back and finish it off. Every day, my main focus has to be on my health, which does not have to take up my whole life. That's just proper diet, vitamins, exercise, working out. Work here is also working out. And then making sure that I mentally am feeling like a winner and that I'm winning. But also just remember that the amount of medical stuff that I have to go through, it takes a lot of time out of the schedule. And a lot of people write about how they don't like the schedule as it is. It's a very challenging job. It takes up a lot of hours with all the pieces and parts combined. And so I am sorry about that, but that is guaranteed to get worse for a while. Obviously, when I get better, we can look at getting something else figured out. But for now, I have to take the time to balance a few things. I have to do the care and the treatment from the doctors at the hospital. I have to do my own personal care and treatment of my health, meaning my diet and my exercise, and my mental health, which sometimes means getting out of town, means for me doing the things that I love. Also balancing the reality that if I don't get to be around for a lot longer, there's people I want to see, some places I want to go, a lot less. I've been very good about the last time I got sick, I told you guys this. And that's why I'm here and I'm back at the shop, this is how I want to spend my time. Regardless of how long it is, this is what I like to do. And there are a few things that I'll be very honest with you that take priority over this, and that's spending time with family and the opportunity to travel. So what this means for the channel is I'm gonna do something that I should have done a long time ago. I'm gonna take more time out to take opportunities to travel and to spend time with my family. To be completely frank, this is a change that I should have made a long time ago. After that, I made a life change, and I got so much better at spending more time with my friends and my family and going and seeing this wonderful world that we have. And I've got to see so many places, but there's still a few more that I want to see. And there's never enough time with friends and family. Anybody that knows me knows I could do that forever. But after that last medical thing happened, I made a really, or when this thing started, I should say, I made a really serious decision that was, I'm putting all of this, I'm gonna let it do what it does, knowing that it would not do as well as if I gave it my whole life. I have a lot of animosity towards this platform. Of course, not you people. It's the people that make this platform, because they've built a system where to succeed, virtually everybody that is highly successful on this platform gives it their entire life. And that's not healthy and it's not good. And I tell you what, if I was working in an office back in my software job and that mole crept up on my back, I would have taken time off and went and got that dealt with, and I wouldn't have been here in the first place. But because this platform says you have to have these episodes out at these times, always stay on track, stay on a schedule, get one out every week, hell, get one out every 2 days, man, get one out every day if you can. And we'll reward you more and more subs and more views and more stuff. It's like, but then stop. Oh, don't stop. Why would you do that? If you slow down, then just watch the whole thing go down in flames. And by the way, that is the way every YouTube creator thinks, and it's BS, and we shouldn't have to work like that or live like that. But anyways, I think I'm I think I'm on a tangent other than saying that at that point I said that the most important, like I had done a lot of cool stuff on this platform already, and I'm very proud of the accomplishments that we had, and I was going to put those things to be my highest priority in life, and I have ever since then, and I'm definitely not going to stop that now. But it doesn't mean that it can't all coalesce and be one. But part of the reason that I'm making this video is to let you guys know that it's going to take me more time now than it has before to do these things, because I have lots of medical treatments coming up, lots of mental things to try and hang on to, lots of physical and nutritional stuff to focus on, as well as doing this. But please remember that when I show up here, it's because I want to be here. This is not a job for me. It is a way that I make money. It's the way that I make my living. You know, I don't have some massive bank account in the background. What little money I have left is just quickly evaporating. And that is going to lead into the next topic. But just know that when I put out an episode, it's not just, it's actually not at all doing it for the money that we get for the episode. It's because this is what I love to do. Because I don't think my mental health would be as good if I just sat at home and played video games. Actually, I can promise you it wouldn't be, because that's what I did the last time when I tried it. I thought I'm just going to do all the fun stuff that I thought would be fun. And I went off and I went to Disneyland, and then I played video games for like 2 weeks. And at the end of that 2 weeks, I was like, this ain't it, Chris. This is not it. Like, I love being around, when you had Oscar and Kyle, I love being around both of them. Now we have Kyle, and I love being around Kyle. It brightens my day so much to show up and talk with him and share our life experiences and get to create cool stuff. It's a unique job that I'm so lucky to have. So just know, when we do put out episodes, it's not because I feel like I have to. It's because I want to, and I still want to do that. And I will do that whenever I can get these things to connect up and wake up and say, I'm ready to go to work again. And I don't think it'll take long. So I really wanted to share all those things with you guys so you know exactly what's going on in my life. And I will be 100% transparent about this moving forward. Instagram's probably the place to get the fastest updates, but in every episode, I will update you. Weirdly enough, this is such weird timing. I told you guys I would update you on the biopsy of the mole on my back, which is now just a scabbed over hole that they thought could be another melanoma. And that's not melanoma. So the last time I talked to you guys about cancer was like 2 weeks ago. It's just completely unrelated. It's just been a shitty month for being scared. So onto the financial side of this is, we've always been planning on downsizing out of this shop. This shop is in an expensive city. We're in Portland, Oregon, and it is very, very expensive. And I guess since I am being so transparent, why not tell you the bigger picture of the story now? We had a business deal with a company for loads and loads and loads of money. And it had to do with stuff around content licensing. I have to be very vague because of contractual obligations. And I was told that I was going to be getting paid very large sums of money throughout the time and the leasing period of this shop. So I went into leasing this massive shop going, you know what, no matter what, like, bills are paid. Everybody's gonna get their paycheck. I mean, not me, guaranteed, but at least, you know, when we had Oscar and we had Kyle, everybody's gonna get paid, everything's gonna be fine, and and then after this lease, if we need to downsize, we downsize, because that's when that contract was gonna end. And then due to some lawyering by them, we basically got scammed and we got no money. And and then the marketing year, it was like a rebound year from COVID, was really, really tough. So ad sale values went down quite a bit, put a lot of stress on a lot of channels and a lot of people. And so, you know, we're doing good now, and we're getting by. I'm not racking up a fortune at all. I'm just getting by. I'm just paying my bills like anybody else would. And then at the end, the company gets a really cool thing that we finish. But when I'm not able to be here for whatever reason it is, if I'm in the hospital, or if I'm actually, unfortunately, like way sick and I can't come here and stuff, like, these bills are astronomical every month, and it just rips apart the savings to the point where it's bad. But there is a way that it could not be so bad, which is what we were planning on doing. We've been trying to downsize. We've talked with the people that own this building, and they're trying to find somebody to take over the spot so we can get out of here. and then downsize back to our Beaverton shop, which has always been the game plan. Since Oscar said he was moving on, it was like, okay, well, we got a 2-person team. Let's get back to Beaverton. It's cheaper, it's smaller, it's going to be perfect. And so that is still the plan. If my health stays, good and dialed and focused and everything, we'll be back there as soon as we can. But we were going to wait until we finished the boat to start selling some things that we don't need. And I think now is as good a time as any to let you guys know about a bunch of things that are now up for sale. Because if I can sell enough of these things, it will really help relieve a lot of the pressure financially, and for me to not maybe have to do, stupid financial things. So some things that I don't have here in the shop that I could show you that are up for sale immediately is like the red boat, my red yacht. I'm willing to let that one go if anybody wants it. On that shelf over there, there's a somewhat banged up Aston Martin V8 Vantage wide body kit. It's banged up because the sellers shipped it in a single cardboard box and it fractured in a few places. So it's like a fix-up thing. And let me go point out some builds that, just in case if any of you guys have been watching and, or there's anything I don't mention that, I still have, like I've got an attachment to a few things at this point, and I'm ready to let a few other things go to a home where they're going to be able to get used a little bit more. 2009 Porsche Carrera 911 4S, Carrera 4S. It's an all-wheel drive one. It's an automatic. Body's totally clean, engine works. The transmission computer is out of date with the rest of the computers in the system because we bought a new computer and it's a little out of date, so it just needs a sync, which my local Porsche dealership will not do. So because of that, it doesn't want to go in reverse, but other than that, that's a Porsche 911 that we were going to do for a project later on, and honestly, it just never felt like it. The V10 Datsun 240Z, I could let this go for the right number. It's not a big person car. If you're not super tall, there's not a ton of interior room because of the way that we laid it out. And it's a project still. There's stuff to be finished for it to be like past show car quality for every day. It could everyday drive, but there's some stuff that you'd want to do on that. So that's a bit of a project car. This is my favorite car in the whole entire world. It's still my favorite car in the whole entire world. And I'm going to die with this car. So that's not for sale. That's not for sale. Burn to Con is not for sale. The Tesla Model 3 that's gutted, if somebody wants to do a body swap, that is for sale. I can get a little bit closer. So this is just a running and driving Tesla Model 3. It's actually the fastest one in the world, Model 3 Performance. Just put a cool body on it and you'd have a hell of a fun project car. This thing is for sale and works great. This white Mustang, a hell of a project, but I've just really never found the time to drive it. And so I don't think anybody's ever going to build another thing like this in the entire world ever again. So this thing is up for sale. It is not cheap, but it's up for sale. Pontoons, up for sale. DeLorean, R69 GTR, this thing's ready to rip. Works perfectly, looks great. Finished build, up for sale. Supras are, as far as the market goes right now, not looking really great, so probably not up for sale unless somebody wants to spend extra to get a Supra. The Jumpicon, we've got some extra suspension things to do on this, some triple bypasses and stuff that we could pass along with the build, but for us, getting it out into the desert and the amount of cleanup time and stuff is just a real hassle. So up for sale, working vehicle. This big hunk of 3D printing technology, also up for sale. If anybody needs a very large format 3D printer, this thing is a beast. We originally spent $20,000 on it, and I would let it go for a lot less than that. Oh, and another big one are these Dynapack dynos. These are a set of hub dynos with the computer included and all that stuff. We've used it on the channel plenty of times. These are up for sale as well, although Chris Fix may be getting them off of me. I'm not really sure, but some of those cars that I pointed out, they're not cheap. This is not a fire sale. They're not super cheap. This is not going to be an opportunity for somebody to just get a great deal on a car. It's more of an opportunity where if somebody is in love with that car that we built and has a bankroll for it, it's available. Murcielago, I might be down to sell the engine and transmission out of it and all the wiring to engine swap it. My R35 GTR wide body project, I might let that go too. But if I could sell one or two of those things, it would just be another thing that takes a little bit more stress off of my entire situation, which right now, stress is something I have to avoid at all costs. Or, I guess it's probably worth saying, if there's any billionaires out there that just want to wire me like $1 million, that we could do that too. That I'll build you a car for it. I'll trade you. That one's probably a long shot. Humor and goofing around still my favorite part of this whole thing that makes me feel better. Haven't been laughing a lot in the last few days, but that one made me laugh. All right, guys. I think that's all I have to say on the subject. There'll be more updates every single episode. Please just know this is not me saying like this is the end of this channel or anything like that. I just want to let you know why, what's going on in my life, and so you know that I still care very much about this channel and what we do here, and it is it's just so important to me. But health has got to take priority right now. I know I'm going to get too overly emotional if I go too far into this, but I just at the end of every episode, I always say thank you, because it is not lost on me the fact that I'm a guy that turned on a camera in his backyard trying to learn how to make cars, and here we are. And everything that has happened from that point till now in this world has been an amazing gift that's because of you guys watching. That has never been lost on me for 1 second of my life. It's incredible. It's truly incredible. So thank you. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace! Come on! Fake ending. Just a side note, I have to add this in here. Just after getting that off my chest and filming this and being in this shop, I feel more inspired, more healthy, more better, and more ready to kick ass than I have in the last 3 days. Hell yeah.